help you with?
All right, are we live? Question mark. We're live on YouTube, Twitch. Are we live? Maybe, maybe not. A little bit. There we go. Okay, I had to think about it for a minute. Okay. There we go. Okay, sweet. So, oh, hello, Xavier. How you doing today? It's nice to see you. I hope you had a good week. Okay, so the plan for today is to do the tier list. With that said, I want to give people a chance to come in and hang out a little bit before we start doing that. So we will be doing Wuthering Waves first, and that should give enough time for people to come in. But yeah, we're going to start this relatively soon. Oh no, you're sick? That is very not epic. We do not like being sick here in the slightest. That's not my house at a power outage? That is not good. Is everything okay now? I hope. Good. It's good now. So basically I came back up. Don't worry about it. As long as you're okay, that's what matters. I have to farm more of these things. I hate farming mispins. Grr. I hate farming mispins. I don't even think I need a crap. Are you done? Not particularly. You're getting close. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. But yeah, but it's okay. I mean, you're here now. Working on building Sanhua for Carlotta.
Like this?
We are getting there. There we go. And I don't have any of these. I'm fine not doing that at the moment because I need to wait on finishing her. Then, so that'll be done. So I think these three goobers. I hate sick. Oh, I would understand that absolutely, Xavier. It is very unfortunate. But luckily enough for you, you're going to get to see me embarrass myself trying to rank a bunch of characters. I think it's like 92 or something. So it's going to be chaotic. Oh, and free day on Monday. Let's go. Oh, we love that. Absolutely. 3-day weekend. Hello, Lance. How you doing today? It's nice to see you. Maxing out Sanwa? Yeah, so what I was going to ask you yesterday, and then unfortunately had the power outage, is that this is my current team, right? The problem with this team is that Zani has 168% crit rate when she's in her ult state. So that's like 68% more than she needs. And Carlotta actually has 56% crit rate. So I'm wondering if it's a viable strategy to take Shorekeeper and put her on Carlotta's team and then just keep Verna with Zani. Because Shorekeeper's stats are fine, like she's hitting the 255. She needs more work, so like that crit rate stat should go up. But I'm hoping like maybe as a for now kind of thing that'll help. Because the amount of crit rate she's giving is wasted. Have I done Shi defense yet? I have not. Depending on how long this tier list takes, I can do it at the end of stream. I expect it to go a little longer than 3 hours though, because there's a lot of characters. Because there's a lot of characters.
I should try to smile more, you say? Like this?
And you need fixing. I think I just farm
decide whether it's for show or for battle.
I think I just farmed Carlotta's echoes. I think. So you do need Shorekeeper. Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. Because eventually I would like this team to be where it is. But for now, you know, I'm gonna have to like figure out something for the crit rate.
Anything I can help you with?
So I don't know what to use my. I guess I use my energy on
Decide whether it's
this
for show or for battle.
piece set, I think. Maybe Shorekeeper can buff Augusta instead. You know, that's a very fair and valid point. The council will take it under consideration for review. You know how to get crit rate to increase, right? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I mean, you can tell me anyway, because there may be like a small little thing that I'm not remembering, but I get the gist of it, yes. I only got A rank on floor 12, but only because sometimes my SMB refused to attack. We do like that a lot. We do like that a lot. Yeah, so this is the set. I guess we'll just go back to farming this set, since this is the one that I used to farm for Shorekeeper. Not Shorekeeper. Phoebe and Zani. And then that'll also allow us, hopefully, the ability to fix Carlotta. I hope. Hello, TY Battles. Hello, Ketchup. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you guys. I almost said meet. I know you guys.
Yay. Astral modulation. Sentinel, protect me. Yeah. Together we stand.
Her enhanced Rezo skill applies Spectrofrazzle, which gives you for a 20. Yes, yes. So I did know that. That's good. Can't wait for Ayano. She seems to be very strong. I quite like her in the story so far. She's admittedly scaring me in the story too, but you know.
Come at me.
And there's Zeka. I kind of snapped on Goalkeeper. Uh-oh, what happened?
Sentinel, protect me. Judgment time. Together we stand. Repent.
2? You committed 2?
I call upon the Sentinel.
How does one commit
All
2?
yours.
Anyway. Do we get anything? I hope we get something good, surely, right? I don't know if I told you. You did not tell me that. That is very not epic. We do not like that. We keep that one. Nope. Nope. That sounds about right.
At your disposal. I engraft you new.
I see 6 both, so I have 3 E1s. I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, Ketchup, if you haven't gotten that checked out, I would recommend it. Depending on where you are, that could be very bad. Don't want anything bad happening to my viewers.
Together we stand.
Okay, that is good.
No contest. All yours.
Okay. So, a lot of people are coming in already, which is really, 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 really nice. I will be doing Wuthering Waves before we do the tier list, just to give a little bit more time to people coming in, and admittedly, it's resetting, and I need to do it. I need to attempt it, now that I have Shorekeeper. I don't expect to do well, because I'm no idea what I'm doing with my Carlotta team. But we're gonna try, and that's what matters.
All yours.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Zeka. It's good to see you, Ty. Steins, hello, how you doing? At least start with the IPC. So, the tier list that I'm using has everything categorized by the game. So we do actually start with Shorekeeper, or not Shorekeeper. That's not a character. No. We start with HSR. So we will be starting with HSR for like the beginning of the tier list. Then I believe it goes on to Wuthering Waves, and it goes on to Zenless on 0. We will be resetting soon. That's the whole reason for me doing it before stream, before we do the tier list, because I didn't know it reset this soon. So I guess this soon. I just didn't do it until now. So this is like me scrambling to try and get a little bit of asteroids out of it. I like that. Yummy. That's a good ketchup. I'm glad. Okay. So onward to Whimpering. I legitimately do not expect to do very much here because, one, I'm not used to my Carlotta team. It's not built very well. And I've never done Whimpering before. I mean, I did, like, obviously this stuff, of course, but it's been so long since I've done that, I don't remember what I'm doing. So. That makes sense. Really? Okay, I can do both of these, actually. We're going to do you, and you, and then we're going to come up here, and we're going to do... I'm still trying to build a second team for Whimpering. Mine's getting close. I want to know, you do the... Okay, you do use Judgment. Okay. Like I said, this is probably going to hurt your guys' eyes. I don't really know what I'm doing very well. Regardless, I'm going to give it my best.
Answer me.
Shut.
Together we stand. Repent.
Okay, I need to get stacks.
Purify.
There we go.
Be my salvation.
Debating on either Lupa or Zani team. Well, you know what my answer is going to be. It's kind of bad of me that I always expect to have Zani ult whenever I want.
I don't do overtime. Don't stand in my way.
You know, IDC, I always appreciated how supportive you are.
My shield can withstand more than that. All yours. Ugh, now I have a report to write.
Luminous energy. Fruit of evolution.
I bet you'll sweep just like you did with Tripling It. That's very nice of you, but out of all the games that I play, Wuthering Waves is the one where I'm least likely to perform well. But thank you, that is very nice of you.
In the name of
yours.
Imperator.
Come at me. I can spare a minute to knock some heads around.
As long as I get a few asteroids, I don't really care. Like, Whimpering's probably one of those things where I'll do on stream, but then after, I'll probably come back to it after stream, just to try and get as much as I possibly can.
Astral modulation. Loading. Yay.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade.
My compliment. The world is mine.
Yeah, we're not doing very much.
In the name of the Montellis. Still recognize me?
We're not doing very much damage. I don't expect it to go very far.
to me. In war with time. Loading. Perish.
Stay behind me. Ha! Lotus pervade.
My compliments.
Danger perception.
Victory favors me.
A lot of people in this community are having issues with the game since the last update. Like, performance issues?
A new era awaits. Not even close.
Right, I guess they swapped your performance for other people's catch-up, which
Still
is
recognized.
quite interesting.
Oath from the heart. I engraft you new. Loading.
Right.
Stay behind me.
No, I think it'll be fine.
Shackles be gone.
My compliments.
Danger
Glory demands more.
perception.
There we go. You got Shorekeeper's signature? Indeed. I got S, which is... How did my second half do better than my first half? How did that work? So, but anyway, to give you context, IDC, because you're probably very confused. You said that R5 variation is better than her signature. And I believe you. The caveat being, I don't have R5, and I don't summon enough to consider it being a very quick venture. So,
To shine or to die. Merely
I'm
two
sure
sides
catch
of
up
the
Wuthering
same
Waves is
coin.
gonna... I say Wuthering Waves. Kuro's gonna work on it. I have no doubt. They really care about their game. You should... Heavy attack damage by 50%. It's nice. I don't know. This is probably for Loba, actually. That makes sense. Okay, so it's just the same team, same side. Do we just keep going? Well, you'll be stuck with slow shorekeeper rotation. I mean, like I said, I know that you said it's not optimal, but I don't have R5 variation, and I don't have a guarantee of when I'm going to get it because I don't pull very often. So that's what, and I did say this. How far does it go? That's a good question. I think it goes up to 12 or it goes to 11. Okay, so we have 3 more after this. I honestly don't expect to make it to 11 in the slightest. But that is nice. 125. R3 is the minimum. I don't have R3 either. I have R1, R2, I think. But yeah, I just didn't want to gamble on something that I may or may not get. So I decided to go on something that was going to be consistent. Since it's a 4-star weapon, who knows when I'll get it, especially since I don't summon very, very often. And I wish Zenless started showing. That would be pretty cool of them. It would also be kind of goofy because I bet you a lot of the popular teams would just be the character on better at the moment. Which I'm not that surprised if that is the case.
Judgment time. Together we stand. Bluebird,
There we go.
be my salvation. In the name of
No
Imperator.
contest. All yours. Come at me. I don't
There you go.
have all day. Reduce to
Zeka,
dust.
I didn't even get to read your entire message. I just heard the first 3 letters, and I'm like, that's definitely
My
Zeka.
shield can withstand more than that.
I am very excited for this tier list, though. I'm very, very, very excited.
Now I have a report to write.
Bask in the sunlight. The fruit of evolution. Sentinel, protect me. Answer me. Together we stand. Crystals, Give me strength.
What do you mean? I read the first 3 words and it was like, I made a tier list of HSR characters like Goon 2. That's something definitely you would say, and you alone. I don't know anyone else that's gonna open up a sentence like that but you.
Knock some
And
heads around.
it's not a bad thing. It's just something I've noticed. Bonk.
Don't stand in my way.
In third-party websites, that is also true. They do exist in third-party website.
Sentinel
That's a
protects
wrap.
me.
So I'd rather see it implemented. And I mean, it would be cool if they did implement it. It would also give us a better.
We stand.
It would help the people who don't have every character kind of see what those who don't have every character are doing to try and optimize their teams for endgame, which would be like a soft way to make it slightly easier.
Do overtime.
What is a good 4-star alternative, like 4-star weapon
Reduce to
or
dust.
4-star character teams? I'm assuming you mean weapon. I can
Don't stand in my way.
look at it just a moment.
Sentinel
What
protects
a
me.
waste of
Judgment.
time.
Weapon.
Together we stand.
The name is eluding me at the moment. I can look at it after I'm done with. Actually, I think there's an interlude here. I can look at it here. Tragicomedy, Verity's Handle, and Abyss Surge. Abyss Surge, I believe, is a 3-star. The other 2 are 4 stars. But there we go. Okay, let's catch up with some chats. I made a tier list of how much, and it ended up being like 4 characters at the top and all the rest of them in F or below. Cool. I spot arrow res in that Whimpering Waste, and frankly, I dislike it. Well, I mean, unfortunately, they are going to swap in and out resistances and immunities and things like that. Like, if... It's kind of one of those things where in Adversity Tower, there's a floor where the last enemy is just a spectral orb thing that floats around. And I can't do it because all my characters are spectral. And this was before I got Carlotta, so it was just kind of Man, you kind of wasted
Shine.
pulls for Shorekeeper.
Or to die. Merely 2 sides of the same coin.
What do you mean? Look, oh, gotcha. Okay, okay, I got you, Second. What is a good 4-star? Yeah. So, and I keep those. Okay.
In war with time.
I don't have any of those weapons, so I'm gonna go with Hollow. Okay.
Diminish.
Stay behind me.
I hit E. That's cringe.
Lotus pervade. A chain.
My compliments.
Your perception.
Glory demands more.
I'm hitting 64k. I don't know if that was a lot more.
In the name of
IDC, if you're still here, how much should my Carlotta be hitting for? Like, what's the end goal for her, like, hits?
Leave it to me. I engraft you new. Loading.
Please, Wolf, go down. Go down, thank you.
Stay behind me. Like frigid depths. A chain
Isn't Tai Chi better than Carlotta
My
for Swanhua?
compliments. You will yield.
No.
Victory favors me.
The problem with Tai Chi is that she wants to be on field
A new era
way
of
too much. So she ends up stealing Carlotta's limelight, even though that's not ideal. So although it works, it's not the best. It's not ideal.
Leave it to me. Astral modulation. Loading. Yay. Perish.
Stay behind me. Ha! Lotus pervade. A chain.
My compliments.
Your perception.
Brilliance.
Good to
lights
think,
the
thank you.
way. The world
That
is
might have
mine.
been a wasted ult. have 18 seconds.
Masterpiece complete. Still recognize me?
Stay behind me. Shackles be gone. Ha! A change of
My compliments.
perception.
She gives Carlotta her quick intro.
Improvise.
So she's able to swap in and out really, really fast, which is something that... See, there we go, chat. We got an A. Which is something that Tai Chi can't give her. I would assume in order to get this, you have to get S in everything, so... But... I guess I might be able to start doing this. Tai Chi can give intro too. She can, but really, really slow to the point that you're losing DPS because it takes so long. Okay, so...
Together we stand.
Daily. Thank you, Zeka. Thank you. That's a very good reminder. But yeah, so I think after this specific floor, we will... Can I get ult, please? Thank you. After this specific floor, we will swap on over to the tier list. I have to set it up a little bit more, because there are a lot of characters on the tier list that I don't care about, so I'm organizing them in a way that matters. And then we can hop on over.
Come at me. I don't have all day.
I've begun to work on my Zadi team. I'm motivated. Nice. We love to see that.
Come at me. Reduce to dust. Don't stand in my way.
Sentinel
That's a
protects me. Judgment time.
I don't know why it keeps turning my camera downward. Like it just keeps making me face the floor, even though I don't want to face the floor.
Shine, holy
Shut.
light.
All yours.
I'd say that was pretty fast. I'd say that was pretty good. 1,400 points. There's no...
Astral modulation.
My Zani team is composed of Zani, Phoebe. I mean, that's the team that I'm using currently. It's a very good team. But what do you think you're gonna need help with? I can definitely help.
Stay behind me. Like frigid depths.
My compliment.
Change of perspective.
Victory favors me.
Just remember, right? Very, very important detail to not forget.
Masterpiece.
I think I can clip all of them with that one.
Still recognize me? Leave it to me. I engraft you new. Loading.
What do Phoebe and Zani want? Phoebe and Zani are both DPSs in their own right. You can build Phoebe in two ways. You can build Phoebe in a way that allows her to do her own thing. Or you can build Phoebe in a way that solely exists to support Zani. Sorry. More people spawned in.
The world is mine.
So, luckily enough, Zani and Phoebe can use the same set.
A new era awaits.
So, just crit rate, crit damage, and then, you know, Phoebe wants a little bit of energy recharge so she
Still
can
recognize
consistently... I want Phoebe to support Zani. Okay, so...
Leave it to me. In war with time.
Okay, let me explain that after this, because I think I've confused... I've said something incorrect.
Stay behind me. Ha! Lotus pervade. A change of
My compliments.
perception.
There we go. There we go. Confirm. There we go. Now we got it. Now I'm... What? Did I not? Oh, okay. I'll go back through and I'll do all that later. Daily reminder to no. No. Okay, so, Xavier, there are 2 ways that you can build Phoebe when using...
Understood. Today will be
when she's in a Zani team. You can build her with Moonlit, which is this set. It increases energy regen and increases their attack of the character that you swap into. Or, you can build her the way I do, and you can build her with spectral damage. That way, she can do damage herself, and she's able to support Zani. It does slightly hinder Zani a little bit, but I think that this is actually better, because she's able to fill in a little bit. How does 43 crit rate and 220 look for Zani?
I can help you with.
So Zani gets crit rate by doing spectral frazzle. I always call it frazzle dazzle. By applying spectral frazzle, she can get crit rate. So you technically don't have 43. I believe you have 63 crit rate. You want to have around 70 to 80% crit rate. Zani minimum is 5,300. Yeah. So you're getting there. I think the biggest thing is you said, what weapon did you say you're using? You're using... Hollow Mirage. Which one's that? This is this one? So, you have an attack percent. It's going to be a little hard to meet. So not good. Got it. It's not bad. It's a good start, especially since, you know, you literally just started working on the build today. But yeah. Especially if you're having crit rate issues. Keep in mind this is technically 70% because of Zani's ult, so this goes up 20%. You can also get Shorekeeper, which increases this by another 12%. So
Anything I can help you with.
I can always swap to using Origin Type 4. I don't think any of these... I don't think I have Origin Type 4. Let me see what it does. And then we'll... Origin Type 4. It's a 3-star. Gotcha. It gives 40% crit damage, so it wouldn't be... When dealing basic attack damage, heals the resonator by... She doesn't do basic, she does heavy, but that could be good for the substats. Having no signature on main DPS to start with. Keep in mind, IDC, that Xavier has decided to go all in on Cardathea, so he won't do any more summons outside of Cardathea team. So he picked up Zani just for the love of the game. But yeah, I think that'll help a little bit. That gives you 40% more crit damage. So I can definitely understand. He said that Yang Yang? Like this Yang Yang? This one? Really? Ketchup, you're my favorite. I've been saying for a while. I've been looking for an excuse to use Yang Yang. I love Yang Yang. So that made me happy. Thank you. I know what I'm gonna do next. I mean, I should still build Sanhua anyway because she's just a really good character to have.
Let's reach farther destinations.
But yeah,
together.
Yang Yang. Yang Yang kind of. I'm really excited. I get to build Yang Yang now. Yes. I've been wanting to build her for such a long time. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Ketchup. Actually, the weapon that Yazani uses the Battle Pass one? Yeah, Xavier's free to play. I can always get Yazani weapon. I would highly recommend it. She has like a battery for Carlotta. I get you. Okay. Okay. I have a lot of homework I need to do. Like I need to farm. I need to farm Whisperins. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna crash out if you take Whisperins. Thank you. Thank you. You don't take Whisper. I hate farming Whisperins. Oh, IDC, don't be like that. It's not just black and white. There are so many Wuthering Waves is no different. There are so many times when you can have a non-optimal build and clear all in-game content. It's not the end of the world. It's just not optimal. So, no, Xavier, I think getting the crit damage is more than fine, even though it is a 3-star. That's perfectly okay, especially since you have Phoebe. Your Zani will be fine, Xavier. Hey, Cactus, how you doing today? It's nice to see you. I'm getting the tier list ready. It's gonna be a few more minutes, and then we're gonna do that. So you came just in time. I'm also gonna go visit wife. That way we can have that piano music in the background. Okay. Drop a 10 pull, you won't. You are absolutely correct. I won't. Hello, Prism. How you doing today? It's nice to see you. I actually just did my summons yesterday, so even if I wanted to, I can't. So, oops. That would take around 3 months or maybe more. I mean, that's fine. That just gives him time to save. I'm too busy thinking about Heistlands. That's fair. Yeah, so how you doing, Prisms? How are you? It's nice to meet you. Send the swipe? What does... I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so the screen's gonna go really static, like I'm not gonna move. Swipe the card. I'm good. I'm free to play. I'm okay with being free to play. So I'm just gonna get a few more things set up. I think I have all the characters. I do. Sweet. Okay. So let's go ahead. Say we're sending 2 mil damage nukes with E4 Heistlands on our team. 5 million Apoc Shadow. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be correct. I'm sure the E4 is helping. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So if I turn... Aha, there we go. Hee. Okay. GG. Well, best of luck on your pulls, brother. Good luck on the grind. Thank you. Thank you. If you'd like to stop by, we're going to start doing a tier list. I know tier lists are really fun. What's the tier list today? It is indeed. So we'll get started in just a second. Phoebe's signature I'll probably skip. I don't think I'll be needing it. Yeah, you don't need Phoebe's signature. It's HSR. It is every gacha game that I stream. So you have HSR, you have Wuthering Waves, and you have Zenless on Zero. So it's all of them. All of them. Which is why I don't know how long we're gonna be I don't know how long we're gonna be here, because it's gonna I coughed as I was talking. I'm sorry, that was probably not pleasant. Oh dear God. It's just a few. It's just a few. There's even more characters on this tier list actually that I'm not going to do because like this is Genshin. I don't do that anymore. And then I go to rank Hanu and like Bartholos for like this tier list has all of them. But I'm only going to do these characters. I expect how often. Well, I mean, well, it's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. I'm gonna do a little YouTube intro, so I'll start responding to chat again in just a minute. So that is right. You read the title correctly. We are doing a tier list, and this tier list is going to be incredibly brutal. Now, before we get started, I want to make a few things apparent. I'm going to be very brutal, which means that if a character ends up in C tier or maybe even D tier, that doesn't mean I dislike them. That just means that they have really high competition, and I don't like them as much as the other ones. So just keep that in mind. And S tier is only going to have one character from each game in it, so everyone's going to be fighting for mostly A and B tiers. And last but not least, this is a tier list. It is my opinion. This is not a tier list based on their power or how good they are. This is just my opinion on how much I like them. I would be more than happy if you all watching this video were to comment down below your tier list, or maybe something that you think that I should change. But please keep in mind that it's an opinion. It's okay to have a different opinion. And let's not get too upset. Okay, so let's get started. First off, we have Honkai Star Rail, then we have Wuthering Waves, and then we have Zenless. I'll have time codes underneath if you want to see a very specific game for very specific characters. But yeah, I would also like it to keep in mind for chat, if I put a character in C and D, again, that doesn't mean I dislike them. I like 99% of these characters a lot. I'm just being really brutal so that not everyone's an S and A. So time to flex my outdated HSR knowledge, absolutely. And for Verena weapon, you can give her the free weapon you get in the story. It's like Call of the Abyss or something. Augusta's thighs deserves to be the highest. Augusta will be up there. So we're gonna start with the main Trailblazer. There's only one. Technically, there's 3 of them here, but they're dupes. So I think both Trailblazers are going to go in A. I think they're goofballs, and they're really fun. Arlen's gonna go in C. I'll give more explanation if people ask, but I also have a lot to get through, so I may not linger too long on some of them. Arlen's in C. I think he's fine in the story. It's just a combination of the fact that I haven't been around him in a while because he was some of the first people you interact with, and the fact that he just sucks in game, so he can't even be relevant in that way. Like, you can still use Tingyun, so even though we haven't seen Tingyun in a while, she can still be prevalent. Arlen just kind of sucks as a character to play, and then unfortunately we just haven't been back to the Herta space station outside of Sim Universe. So I'm gonna put Asta. I'm thinking A or B because she was my most used character for a year, for my first year playing the game, and she's one of the best characters in the Herta space station, which, to be fair, isn't very many. You don't want spoilers? I won't be going super in depth for story, except for one character. I think I'll put her in B. Asta's really good. She's one of the best 4-star supports in the game, and she's just really easy to use. Speed for her ult's always really nice. But yeah, I think it's I'm gonna try and fight recency bias too, but it's also just really hard. We don't get to see Asta very much anymore either. She is in some events though, which helps. So I want to put her in B. Maybe A. Maybe A. We'll come back to this when all of this is done, and we'll kind of like skim through it and see if there's anything that needs to be shifted around at the end. Bailu. Could put Bailu in C tier. She's just not good in game. So you don't ever really use her in combat. And then on top of the fact that, again, we don't see her very often anymore. Asta, the super comfy support, despite not being meta due to Harmony being that hard. She just has really hard competition. Because it's like, can you imagine the 4-star that came out since day 1 trying to compete with, like, Tribi? Like, it's just not easy to do. It's just really not easy to do. And that's a good point, though. Chat, you're more than welcome to come in and interject and be like, wait a minute, why Asta? Why isn't Asta an S? Asta should be an S. And then, because I don't remember everything about these characters, because there's a lot of characters here. So feel free to voice your own opinions. Bronya's A tier. I have a huge soft spot for all of Belobog. And Bronya, I think, is one of the best characters from Belobog. Clara also. Clara slash Svarog. I kind of tend to think of them together, even though Svarog can be separate. He's in the MOC a lot, and then he was also in the event with Luca. Bronya is one of the Honkai stars. I agree. I 100% agree. Dongheng's one of those characters where Arlen avoids D because of Asta. You know, that's fair. Well, that's fair. I legitimately don't expect anyone to go in D, but maybe there will be something that comes up where I forget, and then it's just gonna like drag someone down to D tier. I don't think so though. Are we splitting Dongheng by forms? I believe Imbiber de Lune is in here. If he's not, we can kind of reevaluate this tier and reevaluate it. But yeah, I think Dongheng's a really cool character. I really like him. It's one of those situations where this form specifically is just not used because it's not good. So like, if this was all of his forms, it'd probably go up to A, but I think Imbiber's in here somewhere, so for now we'll keep him in B. Mini Herda, gonna put him in B tier. I like Mini Herda a lot, but the big Herdas. Svarog's boss ult should have been Clara running up to us and dropping a pipe bomb at her feet. Okay, that would be kind of funny. But I think Clara's too nice of a kid to do that. And also, I'd like to mention, the tier list is not in order, so it's like, I don't like Trailblazer more than Bronya. It's just in A. So all these characters in A are just in A. It's not ranked in order either, because that would be significantly harder to do. So yeah, we're not gonna worry about it. Himiko. I think Himiko deserves A. Maybe B. Probably. I don't know. Because it's like, obviously, the Astral Express crew is going to rank really high. Because we're around them so much. And they've gotten the most character development. Why does Augusta actively cook with it? Because she is really freaking cool. But I think Himiko's safe in A. I'm going to put Gepard. I'm going to put him in C. I like Gepard a lot as a character. But it's one of those things where he's literally just beta adventuring. He's just not as good as adventuring. So if you have adventuring, you don't want to use him. And then you have sustains like Hyacinth and Linksha. So like gameplay wise, he's just not used at all. He's like okay, you can make him work. And then lore wise, he's from Belobog, so I have a soft spot for Belobog. But he's also just kind of there to act as a counter for you while you're in Belobog. And then eventually he just kind of step aside. That's really about it. Pitch Dark Hook the Great. I'm going to put her in C. I always feel bad putting a lot of characters in C, and then I have to remember that I need to be really, really, really brutal with what I'm doing. I still wouldn't pull for right. So yeah, I think it's just another one of those things. 4 stars are really hard to make work, especially if they're main DPS. And with her being from Belobog, we don't get the opportunity to really interact with her very much anymore. So although I really like her a lot, I mean, like her entire character thing stuck out quite a bit. I remembered her catchphrase of Pitch Dark Hook the Great, but we're gonna put her in C tier. Now, March is an easy A tier. I absolutely adore March. She's the poster, like literally she's the icon of HSR. So I really like March. Her second form is not on here because I tried to keep characters that have had banners or having banners come out. So like Sarudra's on here. Her banner's not technically out just yet, but it's coming, and we've seen her in story. So and then we also have Monato because we've seen him in story and we've got to interact with him a lot. His banner's also coming. Natasha, I'm gonna put in B tier. I mean, she had a really huge impact on the story, being the leader of Wildfire, and then also, me personally, before they introduced Lynx and put her as a free character in MOC, she was my go-to sustain unit. So I used her for quite a while until they introduced Lynx. And I remember her clutching up, especially against Farog at the early parts of the game because I didn't have a main DPS, so I just kind of had to out-sustain him. And Natasha did that, which is nice. Pella. Gonna put Pella in C tier. This would probably go up if I used Acheron, because then I would have a reason to use Pella a lot more than I do, which is never. And actually, Pella avoided my account for a year and a half. I only got her because she was a 4-star selector in a limited time event. So I just never really got Pella at all. And she was fun. I think the most prominent memory I have of Pella was doing the museum event, which was a fine event. And we got to learn more about Belobog's history, but it didn't really have too much to do with Pella. It was more about managing the museum. Qinghua. I mean, gamble. Everyone likes gambling. And then she was also my actual first CPS. She was my first CPS that I like hard committed to for a really, really long time. I miss character quests. I do too. I really do too. Like, I remember Argenti's character quest, which I'll touch on when we get there. But Pella character quest was great. I don't remember her character quest. I know she kind of shared one with Linksha. Not Linksha. That's different. Lynx. Or was that just Pella's? Pella is canonically both 16 and 25. That is true. She is both 16 and 25 at the same time. And she's also an alcoholic. But yeah. So was that Kanto's, like where they go searching for this old relic in the snow areas and then they get to watch the Aurora Borealis? Or was that Lynx's? I can't remember. Yep, that was the one. That's where Pella found out. You know what? That's actually facts. She's going in B. I thought that was more of a Lynx thing, but if that was Pella's, then that's definitely going to bump her up to B. Okay. Sampo, gas. I'm going to put him in B. I think B's good for Sampo. He's one of those characters where if you play Belobog, you're replaying Belobog for nostalgia, being able to see the characters again, and just the simpler fights, I think. And Sampo's one of those characters that you're like, hey, I know what that snow pal looks like. That's Sampo. I know who's in there. Serval, I think... I think Serval can also go in B tier. I use Serval quite a bit, because again, I had this weird era at the start of the game where I didn't have a main DPS. I just kind of had to out-sustain and slowly chip through all of my fights. And Serval helped, especially with all of the enemies in Belobog, either being weak to fire for Asta or weak to electric for Serval, so she ended up helping quite a bit. Susheng. Susheng's kind of unfortunate. I really like her as a character, but with her being a 4-star, she's not given a lot of the limelight. I think the most we really got out of Susheng was the spooky event in HSR where we hunted ghosts with Huahua and Hanya. And then with her being a 4-star main DPS, it's just really hard to make her work, especially with the HP scaling of endgame. So I'm sure you could use her, but you could really just use your energy on better characters. So, and I personally have not used her at all. She was another character that kind of eluded my account for a really long time. Now I think I have her like E4, E5. Tingyun's going in A. Technically this might be Fantilia, I don't know, but for the sake of this tier list, this is Tingyun. Actually, Augustus sucks. What cost the 180, Xavier? But actually, I think Tingyun... I really like Tingyun. She was... Because my original team consisted of Asta, Tingyun, Qinghe, or however you pronounce this one, and Natasha/Lynx. So she was really good. She allowed her to get more gamble, which everyone was gambling. And she's just a really good support. You could even use her today, and she works in some team comps. Super Break No, we're not doing Super Break Susheng. Why do you like Super Break so much, Zeka? But you won't pull Firefly. I mean, you have Boot Hill, so like there's that. Welt. I think Welt's going in B tier. I really wish they'd give him opportunity to shine. Like, the only time he went to out on the Astral Express with us was in the Luofu, and even then we spent some of our time away from Welt, so we didn't even really get to see him shine. Technically, everyone was out of the Express in Penacony, but the Trailblazer was so detached from the crew most of the time, we didn't get to see him shine either. Especially since a lot of the people who played Impact Third know mostly what he's capable of, so I really just want to see him be him. Brexy Shang is still worse than Hunter March, so what's the point? Laughs. Okay, there's no way. The only thing saving Yang Qing from D tier is because he's actually a really good character, and I feel bad for him because he keeps being paired against the 1% that can actually beat him, because in lore, he's actually pretty strong. They just keep putting him against the 1% that's like way too freaking powerful. Well, not beating Bronya and Bellabog is right. There's just a few instances like that which would be really cool. And I haven't even played Impact Third. I'm sure that there are so many more intricacies about his character and his interactions with like Sela and Bronya that I wouldn't get immediately. But that would be so cool to see anyway. But yeah. The reason why he's so low is because I like his character. He's funny, he's goofy, but I'd never want to see him on my account. Ever. And then Sela, I'm gonna put Sela in B tier. I had a I actually have a video on this where I talk about the problems of the hunt as a path. Yang Qing is top 1% strong. Right, like he's really strong in lore. They just keep pairing him against emanators and like these ancient enemies that have been around for a really long time, or the sword dance master being Jingliu. So they just keep pairing him against like the good thing he doesn't play God. You're right. He would crumple so fast. But yeah, so the only thing saving him from B-Tier is his character. His gameplay is absolutely atrocious. Don't ever want him on my account. But going back to Sela, I have a problem with the hunt early on in the game, because now we know the game has really come to doing a lot AoE damage, so destruction's really, really good because it hits more than one enemy. Sela kind of circumvents that, where she can kill somebody and get another turn. But I never used her. I never got her on my account, especially because I was saving for Kafka when the game came out, so I skipped her. And ever since then, I've just not gotten a reason to get her. So she's good. She actually saves herself from the problem that the hunt faces early on in the game. There's a whole 5 of them, right? But yeah, I like her character. I like her character a lot. It's kind of interesting. Once you get far enough into Bellabog, these two kind of mesh, and she falls a lot to the wayside, and Bronya kind of takes charge, which makes sense. She's the one that ends up taking Kokolia's spot, so like it makes sense to give her a character. But like once these two meet, they kind of become one character, and they like intertwine, which is interesting. Sela's biggest problem is that she gets hard countered by HP inflation. Yeah, and it's going to be a little hard for me to judge characters that I don't actively have, so because I don't want to comment too much about their gameplay because I don't have them. I'm just going off of what others think. But yeah, I think if Sela gets a buff, Chef's Kiss, she'll be perfectly fine in the hunt path. But the hunt just is a really weird path to begin with. I'm gonna put the general in C tier. I like the general. He takes a backstep in the main Luofu story, and he has some really cool moments with the Lightning Lord. But he's just not very prominent. He's probably going to be more prominent when they finally start to do something with Jingliu, because like they've had that sitting as like a little egg for a little over a year now, and they still haven't done anything with it. So maybe once that happens and we're able to learn more about Blade, there's a Vibrator Lune, like those kinds of characters, he probably will go up to B. But right now he's just kind of there. He's the mentor of Yang Qing. Sela is my baby. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like again, just because they're in B doesn't mean I dislike them. Okay, I'm trying to be as brutal as possible, because like most of these characters would be an A if I was just shooting it into nothing. I would probably put most of these characters in A if I wasn't being really brutal about this. I have a body fill of every version of her. There you go. There you go. Silverwolf? Silverwolf's one of those weird characters where she was introduced to early in the game and she was really good. Then she fell off. Then she got a buff. Now she's really good again. Or I wouldn't say she's really good. She's better with her buff. Unfortunately, though, in game she takes a lot of investment to perform well, and she can. Yeah, no, Zila can perform well. Unfortunately, favorite does not equal objectively right. But yeah, if she gets a buff, so HP scaling's not that big of a problem for her, I think she'll excel again. But yeah, but Silverwolf's one of those weird ones where she's around us a lot in events because she's like the gamer, air quote gamer. But we don't get much sustenance out of her because it's all events. We haven't really seen her in main story in a really, really long time. Silverwolf's really good. She is at the top of the meta tier list. Good. As she should be, because her kit was originally, before she came out, really broken, and then they kind of nerfed her into what she was when she released, and then they kind of like just gave her kit back, which is kind of goofy. But I don't know if I should put her in C or B. What should I put her in, chat? Because I like her. I have her. I don't have a reason to use her, but I do have her. And we do get to see her a lot in events, although there's not a lot of sustenance because it's just like, oh, I'm the toughest opponent in this arcade event that you have, and it's Silverwolf, because who'd have thought? So we get to see her a lot, but we don't get much about her as a character. Silverwolf, this one right here. So I don't know where to put her. Probably like B. I can see her going in B or C, because like I like her, but for a gamer, Silverwolf keeps losing to Tower TB. But you can say it's because she misses Trailblazer a lot and just wants an excuse to hang out. Right? Like, and there's things like that that's like, that reasoning alone is like, oh, well, then it's clearly a B tier. Because, you know. I think B works. Yeah, don't worry, Xavier. We're getting to the characters that you're going to know in a minute. I will think it'll actually be interesting to take a step back from this tier list and see which factions are really, really high, especially with Zenless. This will be really prevalent with Zenless, because it's like the factions of like Belobog is pretty high consistently. Lafu's probably going to be in the middle slash the lower parts. I don't think Belobog was super interesting. Or not Belobog, sorry, Lafu. And then we go back to it and it gets better. Anyway, Luocha, I'm going to put him in C tier. Luocha's also one of those characters that's like they set up the first time we went to the Lafu, and then proceeded to not do anything with them. So, I'm assuming we go back to the Lafu. Trailblazer is also a gamer, so that one... Yeah, I mean, like, Trailblazer's literally him or her. It would be pretty cool if, like, later on down the line, we learned canonically Trailblazer's the only one that could like, consistently beat Silverwolf at games. But that wouldn't be... Wasn't Luocha a part of Dong Hung stuff? Yes. So Luocha was a part of the Lafu when we first went there, not when we came back. And a lot of the stuff that they did when we first went there is set up for something coming later on down the line with Jingliu, Luocha. So I think he'll go up when we get that payoff, because right now it's just kind of sitting there dangling and we don't know anything about it. So, Yukong... I think Yukong is going to go in B tier. Her story sticks out to me a lot, where with her adopted kid of her best friend that unfortunately passed away in a star skiff battle. So I think that's really, really cool. Outside of that one event, though, she's not really useful in-game because her speed tuning is like super, super, super specific. And then she also just has a lot of competition with Harmony. Luocha, they're definitely saving his character arc. So I don't know. Maybe I do put her in C tier. Maybe I put her in C tier because the only really thing that I have memorable about her is the character quest. Because like gameplay, she's kind of meh, and then in the overarching story, she's just kind of there. She doesn't really do too much, but her character story is really good. So maybe I think C is probably better for her. Silverwolf needs correcting. What do you think? What do you think, Zeka? I think B is probably where she's gonna be. Get it? B. I'm so funny. But what do you think Silverwolf needs to? I mean, I don't think she's goes into A, right? This tier list is already 25 minutes long, and I'm not even halfway through HSR. Goodness gracious. Okay, so actually, let me ask you this, guys. So, this is obviously going to be a YouTube video. Would it be... Do you all think it would be better for me to cut it up into 3 sections and be like, okay, so this is the HSR part, this is the Zenless part, and this is the Wuthering Waves part? Or just one big thing? That's not the correction I meant. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. I apologize, Eka. I wasn't. I misinterpreted. Blade. Depends on the runtime. That's fair. Cut it. Cut it up. Okay. I think Blade might be like scraping A, because again, I think Blade's one of those characters that's a part of the Lawfu problem where if we get more payoff, he'll go up, but we don't have payoff. But he's also a part of the Stellar Hunter, so we know more about him than the other ones. If you use chapters, it's... Yeah, I mean, I will... Okay, maybe. We'll see how long it is at the end of this, because we're not even halfway. I'm gonna put him in B. I think like most of the Lawfu characters will go up. You don't like the general, so again, just because they're in C tier doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means that they have really hard competition. Specifically the general catch-up, I think a lot of the Lawfu characters like him, like the general, Luocha, and Blade will go up when we know more about the Lawfu, because we went there, we stopped Ventilia, but they set up a lot of things and they just didn't do anything with them. So when that payoff happens, they'll probably go up. Like all of them will probably go up a tier. But for right now, no, he just kind of existed. I don't know. Blade's kind of dead character. Put him in B tier, right? I mean, like literally, he is a dead character. But like he's been around for a long time. Like he's really old, so there's a lot of backstory that we can know of him. Especially if we know more about him. Are we ranking potential? I'd like to think that this tier list is everything, because this is how I perceive and how I like the character. So if I think that a character has a lot of potential, like, I don't know, let's say Kafka has a lot of potential because she's a Stellar Hunter, she will eventually, we'll learn more about her even more. So like theoretically, if she's a D tier, after we learn about her, she could go B tier, and I can take that in consideration. But I won't consider her potential over like what we do know about her, if that makes any sense. Jing Yan in lore, still yet to show his full power. Jing Yang in game keeps getting power crept every time by a better male. You're right. Keeps getting better every time a male character support. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they release a new path for Jing Yan when he gets when they revisit him. I don't know how that's going to work. But I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knew where that was going. I don't think I need to explain that choice. There was no option other than S. Favorite character. I'm gonna put Luca in B. I think Luca stood out a lot in Belobog, where I can remember most of his story, like from the Fight Club to his war dance like ceremony thing where he goes and he fights on behalf of Belobog by General Jing Yuan's invitation. So I think he's just a generally really good character, and he was on my first ever dot team. My first ever dot team was Kafka, Luca, Lynx, and Asta, I think that was my first ever dot team. So I really like Luca a lot. Empire de Lune. I mean, Kafka. Yeah, I was waiting for that one. every character that a character quest goes up by 1 tier? Probably. That's probably what's gonna happen. I miss character quests. I do too. Wardance redeemed Luca. Wardance definitely fleshed out a character, and it was actually really cool that they gave it to a 4-star and not a 5-star. So I like that a lot. I thought that was really fun, because I specifically remember doing that quest, and I thought they were talking about Gepard, because I was like, oh, they want a fighter who's trained, he's gonna win. It's probably Gepard. He's trained by the military. But no, they picked Luca, and he had a really good quest, so I really like that. I'm gonna put Fushuan in C tier. It's just another one of those. It'll probably go up when we get more about the character, but right now they just kind of like dangled a nice little lore in front of us and then yanked it away. So when the payoff happens, she'll go up. I think Lynx is gonna go in B. Like I said, she's the healer that I used the longest until I got a 5-star, so I really like Lynx. It was also really nice that they gave her to us for free, so I ended up using her for quite a long time. I don't know if Jingliu goes in C or B tier, because I really like Jingliu. I have her. Not coupling Fushuan and Qinghe? No? Question mark? Why? I think you can put D tier for Fushuan. Really? I would like to hear both of your answers. Lance and Cantos, if you don't mind. I'd rather have my toes chopped off. Right? Assuming that D tier doesn't mean... D tier does not mean I dislike the character, no. All of these tiers mean I like the character. Because again, I like every character in this game. I don't think that they make bad characters. D tier is just like, I don't feel anything about them at all. I mean, going into it, I expected D tier to be empty. I think if any character was going to go in D tier, it would have been Arlen. So the fact that he's not in D, I don't know, maybe we can put him in D. But his character's not that bad. I don't think his character warrants in D. I mean, his gameplay warrants a D. But yeah, looking at this tier list, I just don't see any character that would go in D tier. And I'm perfect. Me personally, I'm fine with tier lists leaving a tier empty if there legitimately is no reason to put a character in there. It's also interesting. If you want Arlen, you're fine with Arlen and C, but you want I mean, I can understand some of your reasoning. She's just kind of, she does help March a little bit, so we get more of her personality there. But while Fushuan is kind of nice as a character, we never got anything from her. She was always a side character to other people's. I gotcha. I think the characters I put in S tier so far are Firefly and Castress. I don't know much about Castress currently, but I like her so far. Gotcha. Yeah, I think those are 2 solid characters to put in S tier. Xavier, absolutely. Yeah, I'll put her in D. She kind of gets overshadowed, which is going to happen to another character coming up later on. I'll have that same gripe, so that's fair. I think that's fair. Although Arlen doesn't get much, he's his own dude. We get to see him outside of Asta. So that's fair. Okay. I also think I'm going to put Jingliu in C. Like, she's cool. I like her. But we don't get anything. She, like, shows up, gets put in prison. Well, she shows up, beats Yangqing because everyone fights Yangqing. And then gets put in jail. So, like, I don't know if we will get anything more out of her. I really hope we do. Fushwan, so even though she's in D tier, doesn't mean I dislike her. I want to keep that apparent. She's just kind of one of those characters that shows up, is the supporting character to all the other things happening, and then doesn't really do much. It's like she's not her own character yet. Yet. I feel like we'll go back to the Luofu and all the Luofu characters will get more fleshed out, which they should. Topaz. I think C tier. I don't use her in game, which is kind of one of those interesting things. A lot of the characters that I play are going to go up higher because I get to interact with them more, and I made the choice of like getting these characters. But I like Topaz a lot. I think she's like morally. Why is Yukong in C? Gameplay wise, she's kind of meh. I cried during her quest? I mean, okay, yeah, I did, but is that one quest worth going up an entire tier when the rest of her's kind of meh? Because like the quest is good, but her in the main quest was just kind of there, which is fair. There was a lot to do in that main quest, especially for setup. And then as a playable character, you don't really use Yukong. So you think she should go in B? But I did cry during her quest, which a lot of character quests didn't make me do that. What's wrong with the IPC? A lot of things. For real? Yes, I did cry during her quest. I did. Way to out me like that, kid. But yeah. I like my games. I get invested in my games. I will cry. Absolutely. Literally everything. A mega corporation that sees everything as an asset instead of what they really are, like people. The IPC has, in some instances, had slaves, which slaves are not cool. I don't see anything. Xavier, you're in Amphorius. Adventuring was literally a slave that they bought and then exploited. Actually, that is... Yeah. Wait till you learn how many planets they've blown up. Oh, a lot. Don't worry, Gacha. That's okay. That's okay, Gacha. We're only 30 minutes in, and we have a lot left, so you're good. You're good. Okay, I did cry during a quest. I'll bump her up to B tier. Gwynafin. I think Gwynafin's gonna go in B. I think she's one of the few Luofu characters that, especially since she was introduced in the second half when we come back, I think. She has a lot of character story. We also get to see a lot of her in the spooky event where we get to go and hunt quests. So I think she's really cool. She's also an influencer, so she comes back and we can interact with her a little bit in the war dance event with Hule. So she's definitely going in B tier. Hua. Yeah, the IPC's generally just not a good group. Hua, I think Hua and Tails is pretty cool. We do get a character quest with Hua, which is really interesting about, like, Shikigami. I don't know if she goes in B, though. Maybe she goes in C. I don't know. Because it's like, I feel like Huahua's one of those characters that we have learned what we need to learn about her. Like, it's not mysterious like the general, where we can learn a lot more about him and flesh him out. We pretty much understand the kind of character that Huahua is, especially after the quest. No C. Yeah, I can see C. I'll put her in C for now. Again, at the end, we'll kind of take one last glance over and we'll kind of make some last minute adjustments as needed. Because I really don't know. I can see Huahua going in B or C. Because I'm trying to be really stingy with where I put these characters, but I also don't want to be too stingy to the point that everyone's in C. Okay, well there you go. There you go, Gacha. I'll put her in B. Because again, I could see her being in either one. Sushane, Gwyn, and Huahua all the same tier for me because of the event. Yeah, like the event's really good. I did really like that event. That event was a really good one. Yeah, I'll put her in B. Because I can see her going in either tier. Argenti. Argenti's one of those weird ones where he kind of just showed up. He had a really good character quest, and then he just doesn't. He just kind of like mysteriously shows up for a lot of the combat like events, which is kind of funny. He also shows up in Yung Lee's character quest a little bit. Not really a character quest, but like the ending with the forgery quest for March. So he's going to be interesting to rank. He's going to be very interesting to rank. Yeah, so we're ranking Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero, and Honkai Star Rail today. So we're ranking all the big ones. Just for a quick like catch-up gacha, there's only one character allowed in S tier per game, so there will be a total of 3 characters in S tier. I'm being really stingy, because if I'm not, a lot of these characters would just straight up go in A, and that would be the tier list, which isn't very interesting. And then, last but not least, you are always welcome to voice your opinion, because there's going to be things that I forget about some of these characters. With that said, I think Argenti's going to go in B tier. I always like when he shows up. He's always funny to read his text for. I even tried voicing his lines a few times while I was streaming, and they always ended it in dumpster fires, but they were fun. Argenti is literally Giga Chad, shows up to do something really important off screen, refuses, literally what he does. I love it. And then he's like, because it was beautiful, and it's like a potted plant in the corner, and he just takes it with him. I love Argenti. He's great. Actually, we're putting him in A. He's so goofy. I love Argenti. I love Argenti. Okay, Hanya. I think Hanya's gonna go in C. I think you're also gonna go in C. These two as a pair, I just kind of didn't. I understand them. We get to know some about them, but they got overshadowed a lot, and I didn't find them super interesting. Hanya is in the Ghost Hunt quest, but she's more of a the bookkeeper that we just happen to pick to help. So I definitely like Hanya more than the android. I don't even know how to say her name because her name's really complicated. But I think C tier is good for both of them. She deserves B or A. Hanya? No shot. No, I can understand Hawpaw. I think I'm gonna have to overrule that one. Because again, I'm trying to be really stingy. Oh, Ruin May? Oh, heck yeah. Ruin May's going. Pop. Boop. Ruin May's going in A tier. There's no question. What do they even do? Hanya is a 4-star support. Literally lower than Fu Xuan. I can understand her being in D tier. Because I literally cannot tell you anything that she does. I don't know anything about this character. Which means that either they're just not memorable or they just got buried underneath a bunch of other characters. But I think Hanya can stay in C because she was a part of the Ghost Hunt quest, and that quest was really good. Half of these characters I don't know much about. We're getting close, I promise, because we're in Penacony now. So Dr. Ratio, I think he's gonna go in B tier. I like Ratio, especially since they gave him out for free, which is really cool. Actually, about 90% of them I don't know anything about. That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, I think Ratio can go in B. I might start picking up the pace a little bit. Black Swan's gonna go in A. She existed. That's true. She did do that. That's bad. I don't remember that, but I think that's just a testament to how forgettable she is, which is unfortunate because, I mean, she's kind of cool. I think Black Swan's in A. Memo Keeper. Premium dot team I use a lot, and she was pretty interesting in Pentaconi's life cycle. I'm gonna put Misha in B. Him being the clockmaker was like a huge reveal. That was I did not expect that in the slightest. So I think that was really, really cool. But yeah, I think B tier's justified. I think Sparkle can go in B tier as well. The very ending part with the bombs was kind of completely unneeded. But everything else throughout the story was pretty cool. I like Sparkle. a bit from that, and her gameplay is pretty unique. So we'll do that. Acheron's going in A tier because it's. I mean, I don't think I need to. There's. It's Acheron. Come on. Currently, ratio was the reason for Gacha. Literally, that was where the meme really spawned from. That and the 10 free pulls every time there's an update. Like, that was sick. Gallagher is also an A tier. He's absolutely goated sustain. And he's also just a really cool character. Him being a... Imagine... Like, I can't remember the exact word. A mimetic entity. With him being a mimetic entity was also a huge reveal that made me really sad. I'm playing the Wuwa quest. Oh yeah, the Wuwa quest has been very good. I haven't gotten the chance to finish it yet, but 2.6 quest is good. I have not finished it yet though. I think I don't want to just front load A, but it's kind of interesting. HSR has gotten better and better at making their characters, so I think Adventurine's gonna go in A. I really liked his character quest. Not really character quest, but like main quest. I really liked his story. He was really, really good. B. I don't know. Like, he was one of those things that it was like he was defying fate and he was gambling with his life to see what it was worth living for. And then he even fought Nihility. So, like, I think A is better. Gallagher proved that 4 stars could be irrelevant. Would be S if not for the... Yes, I think Gallagher would be contender for S. If it wasn't for the one rule. Because, again... Although the tier list is pretty even so far, which I think is a good thing. Boot Hill. I mean, Boot Hill cannot be on screen and not make you smile because of all of his fork and words that he uses. Everyone loves Boot Hill's so goofy. Boot Hill's going A. I'm suing you if you... Well, there you go. There you go, Zeka. Boot Hill's an A. I love Boot Hill. He's awesome. Robin, I think... This is going to be hard, because now I'm going to be putting... Okay. Bronya? Yeah. I think Robin also goes in S, or A tier. She's one of my favorite characters from Penacony. Her and Sunday's, like, duality was really, really cool. Brutal's what I like to... Right. Firefly would also be one of those characters that should go in S. But because of the rules, she's going in A. But she's one of my favorite characters in the game, period. I'm going to put Jade in C tier. She is a bad character, but she's supposed to be like a morally bad character. So I think the game gets points for that. Don't forget that. Yeah, Boot Hill has a lot of really good scenes throughout all of the time that he's on screen. Absolutely. My head canon for Adventuring is that his whole gambling motif is just his coping mechanism, one of his favorite characters. Yeah, like Adventuring has so much nuance, and like he is such a good character. That him summoning the rest of the Galaxy Room was really cool. Jay takes care of orphans. Like, that's fair. I'll put her in B tier. She's a character that I don't think we're supposed to like, but when a game has a character that you're not supposed to like and makes you dislike them, I think that gives the character points. Like, that helps. It's in her signature art. Yeah, so I think that she gets points for, 1, taking care of orphans, because that's nice. And then 2, she's a character that we're probably not supposed to immediately like. And they do a good job establishing her character. Yeah, Boothill's very cool. Yunli, I think it's gonna go... She gets more character development than some of the characters in the Lafu. I just don't know if it's warranted a B. Chad, do you think it's okay to put her in C? I think she's C. What do you guys think? Is Saber and Archer on the list? Yes. They are right here. Cat's gonna be at least. She's with Yangqing. Lance, you like coupling these guys. You like coupling characters. I think C. I'm getting a lot of C's. I have 1 B, I have 1 C. I have 1 C. I don't know. I'll leave her in C for now. She might go up. She gets more character development than most of the Lafu characters, and she was March's mentor, which is pretty cool. We'll come back to her. She's going to be one of those characters we come back to. Zhao Chao. But she has a BF. That, you know, that's a good point. She does have a BFS. Yeah, you alright? B. Okay. Yeah, she does have a BF. Yeah, there you go. BFS makes up for it. Just saying that my personal ranking is based on their most memorable appearance. That is something that I'm also considering. I mentioned the Ghost event several times because it was really good and that stuck out to me a lot. So I am taking into account that as well. Saber has quickly become my favorite single favorite team. Good. I call that guy Dr. J because he never pronounces his name. Right? So that's fair. Zhao Chao, I honestly don't know where to put him. I liked his character, but obviously, like, him and Mose both existed to support Fei Xiao, so they didn't get as much screen time, but Zhao Chao got more than Mose, so I think he go D rank. What, D? See, really? Why D? I mean, like, yeah, Fei Xiao really stifled these two. But, I mean, like, I can put Mose in D. I think that's fair. I didn't really feel anything with him. I didn't really feel anything up until the end. He's a cook. He's a cook, but he also poisoned his own blood to help weaken Hule so that they could win. And then, like, obviously he also went blind. But, I mean, like, but that's also, like, the only thing that he did. I think C's fine. I definitely can't put him any higher than C, though. He's Fei Xiao's strongest sip. That's fair. Marchant's also going up there. Again, for my new people, it's not in order of, like, down the list. If they're in A, they're in A. If they're in B, they're in B. I'm not doing it in order like that. But yeah, I mean, like, I already gave a huge spiel about March. Everyone likes March. Fei Xiao, I think I can put in A. Like, all of the animations that she's in is really, really cool. Her character story is really interesting. How she ties into the Borson is also really nice, and she's also an emanator who doesn't want her Aeon to do what it's doing, which is kind of funny. Being a damsel in distress for most of the story didn't help. That is also true. I mean, like, yeah, that's fair. But yeah. I think Fei Xiao's an A. I think that's fair. I put Fei Xiao an F in my person. Zeka, why? Why is Fei Xiao an F? She's so cool. It's because Fei Xiao is the only reason I've ever considered pulling for a follow-up team. Only reason. I mean, I still haven't, because, like, I've had other things, but because she reminds me of... Oh, I get it. The cat girl versus dogmen thing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, this might be a little weird, but I'm gonna put Lingshin B tier. She's really good in game, and I use her on most of my teams. Juye went out fighting, at least that is true. That is true. Yeah, yeah, okay, I can see it. But yeah, I think Lynx is really good. But she's relatively new in the Lafu story, so she hasn't had much time to be her own character. So she's one of those characters where her gameplay is really high ranking, but her character has yet to do much. So I think B tier is like the evened out part. Because it's like gameplay, she's S. Character-wise, she's like a C. So I think B is a good middle ground. Rappa. Did I put Rappa in B? I don't know if B or A. A or C. I don't know, because I like her story a lot. She has ties to Boot Hill, and she has really goofy interactions with all the cast, which is nice. Her backstory was really good. I personally don't have her, so I can't comment on her gameplay. I would put her in B. I think B is a good spot for Rappa. I mean, she is the best break character in the game, but I don't have her. But I don't know. Well, this is also going to be a character that we revisit because I think she can go up, maybe. So, okay, Seka. Sunday, A tier. Really good character, really good support. Some of the best character development HSR has ever seen. Moving on. This is a round where I quit, so I don't know about these characters anymore. Feel free to give your opinion anyway. I would love to hear it. Fuwei. I think Fuwei goes in A. Because, like, this is just Tingyun plus, right? Assuming that this version of Tingyun's not Fentilia. This is all the things I like about Tingyun from a character perspective, but she's in Break, and I like playing Break. You'd put Sunday in D tier? I mean, like, yeah, he did some really bad things. Herta goes A. Where's Herta? She's in B, isn't she? You don't like that. She's one of the first characters I ranked. Where's Herta? I think B's fine. Especially since, like, most of the small Herta's existence is the Herta communicating with us through that. So we're not even talking to a character. We're just talking to some pre-recorded messages that the big Herta left for us. And that's really about it. I mean, she's in B tier because 1, she's Herta, and 2, she's kind of cool. Like, being able to talk to an android, like, mini version of the Herta is pretty interesting. But yeah. She exists to automate the Herta's tasks. So I'll take the Herta is. I mean, the doll Hertas have a lot of personality in the animations, but in game they really just like repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over again because that's what they're programmed to do. But I can understand why people would like Mini Herta more than the Herta. It does make sense to me. He didn't even have the balls to say bye to his sister. Yeah. Maybe I can move him down to B. But I don't think he's deserving of D. Or C. He is an L brother. I mean, like, yes, he should have said bye to her, but he also did what he thought was best for Robin. Which, that part I can understand, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense. My personal opinion, if you put him in A, put him in A. I think he gets A. I think he gets A. This is probably one of the ones where I'm gonna make chat a little mad. I think he goes an A. Because I can understand why he did that, not saying bye to his sister. So, I'm sorry, chat. So, the Herta. I mean, it's the Herta. She's, I believe, my third favorite character? Because it goes Kafka, Firefly. I think it's the Herta now. Yeah, that's probably what it is. So, I really like the Herta. I like both versions of Herta. Okay, now we're getting into Euphorious. I think Aglaia is getting a B tier. I think Euphorious really cooked with their characters. The problem is that I don't have a Remembrance character at all, outside of the Trailblazer, of course. And I also don't have, so I just don't have the playstyle. So How? What do you mean how? Do you think she should go higher? Gotcha. Okay, well then let me explain. So I think Aglaya is really good in the story, but one, I've heard that her gameplay isn't super good. But since I don't have it, I don't want to judge her too much on her gameplay. But yeah, I think B is a good spot. Like story wise, she's cool. She does do a lot of the nitty gritty stuff, but I don't have her as a playable, so I would have been down to be stuck in Penacony forever, but I felt like Sunday sold it very poorly. How so? How so? And then while you cook up that response, I think Tribby's A. Like, being fragmented like that, Penacony sucks. Zeka, you're proving my theory correct. But fragmenting yourself into 1,000 pieces and waiting thousands and thousands of years for the second Crisis era to like come around is really crazy. And then just the whole thing with Chibi, Trinos, and Trian was really, really sad. So definitely deserving of A tier. Definitely. Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is the definition of I didn't hear a bell. And I love those kinds of characters. Absolutely love those kinds of characters. So yeah, I think he's just a really cool character. I think Castris is also an A tier. Energy hate is the dumbest mechanic in the game. I mean, that's fair. S tier? Unfortunately, Gacha, I'm only allowing one character in S tier per game, and that S tier is occupied by Kafka. I do really like Mighty a lot. I think Castris is also an S tier. Or, not S tier, sorry. A tier. I think Anoxus is in B tier. I think they, at the beginning, when he first was introduced, they tried to make him seem really smart by making his words bloated and really wordy. And then the further we got in the story, the less they bloated his words and they made it feel more natural. So I think B, because he really, and then even in the event where you do cooking, his cooking part is hilarious. But they made him an actual caring character who's willing to make sacrifices for those he cares about and his people. Yeah, I mean, they made that apparent too. He's just a little bit eccentric. But yeah, so I think B. Hyacinth. I think Hyacinth's also. I think Hyacinth deserves B. Like I guess Hyacinth's one of those characters where I have nothing bad to say about her. But I'm also struggling to say very many noteworthy things. Like, her fight was really cool with Aquila. But we were also going to do that without her anyway. So, I don't know. I think B is... You think C? Like, she's a good character in-game. Like, as a character to play. She's very strong. She's very good. But as a story character... She's kind of just the token, oh, I'm the doctor, I care about everyone. Which you could argue is also Natasha, and Hyacinth's situation is worse. Hyacinth is wholesome without being overly cute. You know, that's a really good way to put it. She's just wholesome and caring. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I don't think she's going to go into C tier. I think she's good in B. I don't want to put her any lower because I do like Hyacinth. She's just a really stable character. And I know this is going to make Zeka really mad, but Cypher, legitimately, I considered for S. I'm perfectly honest. I considered her for S. If it weren't for Kafka's existence, Cypher would probably be the one in S tier. She has the best story in Euphorius, no questions asked, period. No debate. She has the best story in Euphorius. And if we end up getting more of her, she may end up surpassing Herta in my top 3 favorite characters. You disgust me. I know. I'm sorry, Zeka. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, Cypher. So freaking good. Cypher's one of my favorite characters. She's so cool. Does she do... Out of all of Inforius, Cypher is S tier in Inforius without competition. Cypher is the best character to happen in Inforius. The best character. I had tears in my eyes. Very rarely. Okay, okay, yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Let's tone down the glazing a little bit. Castrus also has a really good story. Hers is also really well done. But Castrus is also wholesome. But like, the whole payoff with Cypher, that was just so good. Cypher was so good. Yeah, I can understand that, can't. But yeah, no, Cypher, yeah, no. Okay, moving on before I continue to talk about Cypher. Phanon, I think Phanon's also A. I mean, like, he's like the main character of Inforius outside of the main character. So I really like him a lot. His whole story is just kind of sad, but also kind of really cool. Saber, I think Saber and Archer are deserving of A. I literally cannot say anything about Inforius characters. I think you can. I believe in you because you played some of Inforius. Maybe that is my hot take that I didn't like. I definitely think Cypher's story was better than Cass. I think Cypher had that huge, like, what moment because you didn't expect it to be what it was. But Castrus you could kind of tell where it was going to go. But that didn't necessarily take away from the story. But I can definitely understand why some people wouldn't like it because it was pretty predictable. But yeah, but sometimes predictability is nice. So, yeah. Okay. So, now these two are going to be hard, because, like, Suridra's technically not on banner yet, but I left her in here because we've seen stuff about her. She's in the character story, and she's played a huge role already. But I don't know how to feel about her. At the start, I didn't like Suridra. And I think that was by design. Like, I think we were supposed to not like her. But then later on, she kind of does a nice thing for Hysolins, which is a W. But at the same time, it was because she couldn't continue her chess game. Because she just wanted to keep trying to conquer stuff. A tier? I don't think I can put her in A tier. I can maybe squeeze her into B tier, but I'm considering C tier. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm considering C tier. B. I can probably put her in B, but I don't know, because it's kind of like similar to how Jade works. Jade is a character you're supposed to not like, but they do it well, so that gives her points. But Suridra, I don't know if we're supposed to like her or not. I can't tell. That is actually true. The whole thing with Castrus is being like, oh, well, guess I'm here. And then that's it. Like, that is actually... I do remember being really sad that we wouldn't get to see any more of Cass. That part I can understand. That's true. I see you posted Shorekeeper. I did. Indeed, I did. Yeah, I'll put her in B. And then, but I don't know. I'll put her in B. We'll probably revisit her. She may go down into C, probably, but for now we can put her in C, or in B. Okay, Hysolins. I left her last just for Zeka. Where do I put Hysolins? It's definitely not C and D. Definitely not. Hysolins literally sat in that one spot singing her song for thousands of years, waiting for a return, singing her siren song, clinging onto the tiny sliver of hope that one day the deliverer returns. Yeah, but you could also say that about all of Inforius. Like, all of Inforius characters were just doing the best that they could. especially Phanon repeating 33,313 and 518 cycles. But yeah, I'm not saying that to her detriment though. I don't want to say that to her detriment. I think I've been spoiled. Not really. They allude to Hycelands in the first act, so you've been through Euphoria, so you've heard her name before. So if you like mash through the character dialogue, then you probably haven't heard of that. But they do talk about that in the first like bit of Euphorious. But Xavier, if you do want to like take a break, come back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll be done with Hycelands. And after all that, we did return thousands of years later. She didn't get mad or ask questions. I don't think she could. I think Hycelands, I agree with you, Cantos. I really do. I think that whole story... Okay. I'm going to put her in B tier. So, I'll explain to myself, because I don't want to be mean to Zeka. I don't want it to seem like I'm targeting Zeka, because I'm not. I think Hycelands was a good character, trapped in a really crappy story. Like, the whole story... I think the story overall was fine. But, because Hycelands existed to just do whatever Saridra wanted her to do, and the fact that I don't like Saridra very much is to her detriment. And it's like, yes, Hycelands did kind of just wait for 1,000 years, but she didn't even do that of her own volition. She did it because Saridra told her to. So throughout the entire time of seeing Saridra, she's just doing what she's told. There's no character to do that with. And even when in the dining hall scene where she goes against Saridra to let us see into the Siren Song, Saridra told her to do that too. So there's no character there. Everything she does is by Saridra, and I don't like Saridra very much. Hycelands is a good character trapped in a shit story. It's very accurate for most. I think Euphorious as a whole is good. It does have a lot of pacing issues, which is, fair. But yeah. But this specific ranking is why I was really, really scared about Zeka, because I don't want it to seem like I'm attacking them, because I know that they like this character a lot. And I don't want to bring down my chat members for liking characters that I don't. But this is also a brutally honest tier list, and at the end of the day, it is my tier list. So I don't wanna lie on this either. So I do apologize, Zeka. I'm gonna be suing you later. That's honestly fair. That's fair. Yep, I understand. Cypher Story is really good. I think I will amend that. I said The Herd is my third favorite. It's probably Cypher at this point. Maybe even my second. Cypher's really good. But yeah. So I think taking a step back and looking at this before we go into Wuthering Waves, so we can spruce this up. She could have easily... Oh yeah, 100%. I'm kind of just looking through, seeing if there's any characters that I want to move down before we move on to Wuthering Waves. We've been doing this for an hour and 13 minutes. This video is going to be long. I don't think this is anything major I want to change here. I think all these are pretty good, actually. Yeah, I think this is good. I guess no, we're streaming all this in one. Even if I go over time, we're finishing this today. I promise. But yeah. Speaking of which, I think that's a good. Kafka and Hyceland should switch spots. I'm gonna use my executive decision to say no. Just saying. I mean, that's fair. That's your opinion, and I appreciate it. But not on my tier list. Okay, so going on to Wuthering Waves. I think both rovers are absolutely based. I think they're great. But there's no shot of that today. No, there's no shot of that today. And the problem with 1.0 characters in Wuthering Waves is that I was so focused on doing the story, I didn't really get a chance to really exist with these characters for a long time. So for most of that, I'm gonna go, you're in that, you're in that. You're fine. I like seeing you a lot. I haven't gotten much of you out of it. You're kind of there for the div. You're there for Black Shores. You help us get there to Black Shores, and you're kind of interesting. Especially your pairing with Encore is really interesting. Danjin's also going to go. I don't think I've actually seen Danjin yet. No, I have. I have seen Danjin. The problem is that I did so much story so fast. I can't remember much about the 1.0 characters, and I don't want to be mean. I want to be brutal, but I don't want to be, like, unfair. So I do remember a little bit about Danjin, and I'm sure that I have a character quest that I just haven't done anything yet. Wuwa and ZZZ, I literally know nothing about. That's okay. That's okay. You can just randomly type in, ooh, ah, or that's a really crappy take. Bro, Danjin is OP. So Gacha, this is not a tier list on power. This is on how much I like them as a character. You know? If you F around, you're cool. And if you you're cool. And if you pretty much. Mortefi. Probably again. I've seen some okay. That was my art teacher, right? So I do want to specify for this part of the tier list. This is probably the part where I'm most shaky, where I can see most of the characters I just ranked go up or down, because I'm so vague on the 1.x characters since I kept putting more and more time into the story, where if I played since day one, I would have more time to really get to know the characters. So I want to specify that one. Sana was going in A. She's great in the story. I remember all of her bits, and she was my day one. She was one of my day one characters that I used on my teams. So absolutely love Sanhua. I don't think I remember Taichi being at like the big finale of the main quest, but I haven't seen her past that, so I'm gonna put her in C. Again, I don't remember much, so she could go up once I get to her quest. Varen is also going in A because I absolutely love her. So is Yang Yang. Yang Yang is the goat of 1.x. I love Yang Yang. Once we get to the 5 stars, I'll have a better feeling of what's going on. So Gacha, why do you think this guy should go in D? Okay, Sega. We just need a cat girl. Nobody uses him. This isn't. I mean, that's fair. I can argue C tier. Because I really don't know much about him story-wise, and I don't want to hold that against him because it's my fault. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you say, I'll trust your opinion. Because again, I don't know much. Okay, General G1. You can put him in B tier. A lot of the 1.x characters again have this problem where it's like once we get to 2.0, I'm gonna be very opinionated. But for 1.x, I just went so fast. I don't really know. I did get to use you a lot in the train event, and I did do your character quest, so I actually do quite like Yinlin. I'll put her in A. Jinshi's also in A. She's based. We love Jinshi. Also Changli. Oh, I don't use you. I don't have him. I don't remember much about him either. He's another one where I don't know too much about him because I can't remember. I'm supposed Ling Yang is in C. He's in C tier. Where is he? There we go. I've rectified my mistake. Zhangling Yao, B tier? Maybe. We'll come back to that one. I think C's warranted. But we can come back after, absolutely. Jeshi. This is honestly one of those characters that I don't think I met yet. Or if I have met, I don't remember it. And I haven't done her character quest because I have a backlog of those. I know her playstyle because I've used her in a lot of events. I use her with Carlotta. She's quite fun. But yeah, I think B's fine. Shorekeeper is definitely going in A tier. She's one of the S contenders, so there's no doubt about it. You're going in C. You're a fine character. That's really about it, though. You're just a fine character. S. No, there's an S character coming out. There's an S character. Yeah, I mean, you all probably know what the S character is, but I'm back. Are we done? We are done with HSR. We are indeed. So to catch you up, Xavier, what was a little interesting? I kind of pre-fired a lot of the 1.x characters, because I'm not very familiar with them. So, yeah, yes, you are right. Gotcha. So you just take a quick glance. Now we're getting into the characters that I actually really know. So now I'm going to be able to actually talk on them. Lumi. I think I like Lumi a lot because I think, and everyone has this. His Iceland's take sucks. Right. Lumi's really interesting because I think every person who plays Wuthering Waves is like this, where they're like, oh, she's just a cute little mouse, and then she speaks and it's like, oh, you are like super Scottish, and it's so funny. I love the accent. You just would not expect the voice to come out of that model. It's great. There we go. I don't think I need to elaborate. She's my favorite. Phoebe's also gonna go in A tier. I think Phoebe A. Yeah, definitely Phoebe A. I think Brant can go in. I don't know. I do like Brant. I think I'll do Rosha B, Brant A. And then Carlotta's also A. Cantarella. I still don't have a favorite. Isn't it Cardathea? Xavier, I thought it was Cardathea. B for Brant, absolutely. I think I'm gonna put her in B tier. The mouse starts speaking. I'm Scottish. It's so funny. The voice out of her mouth is so good. I love it. A. No, I only want. That's fair. I can see A or B. Honestly, I liked her character. The problem with Shakona is that her character quest was like in a book event kind of style, so there was a lot of reading, and when I'm trying to stream it, it's not as interesting for chat because it takes away my ability to talk with them because I have to read. Even if I read in goofy voices, it's not as interesting. And because of it, I don't remember her story very well because I'm not able to retain as much information because of my division, because my attention's split between chat and what I'm doing. So I think B is good. I finished my tree traces. Very nice. Cardathea is absolutely an A. I think Lupa. Bro, she deserves S? There's only one character allowed an S. I'm sorry. It's naughty. Cardathea is literally the second choice I would pick. Maybe because wife exists. Probably Shorekeeper or Cardathea, one of those two. But like, I'm sorry. There's only one person allowed an S. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put Iona in B because we don't know too much about her yet, but I like what I've seen so far. Augusta's going in A because her story quest is great. Her. I think I know your ZZC S tier. Who is it? F tier takes all around. Czeka, I think my takes are pretty common. You're the one with the bad takes. I think we're gonna put Lupa in A. The tier list just got so much bigger so fast. I did kind of speed through Wuthering Waves, but Wuthering Waves is significantly smaller than HSR when it comes to character-wise. And again, I'm really, really familiar with characters in the 2-point update forward. So I don't want to... I do feel a little bad that I sped through Wuthering Waves, but if I don't have anything to say on them, I don't want to try and force myself to say anything. Augusta S by the end of the year. She's... I have to think about a third team soon, and she's definitely the one I'm considering the most. Anyway, Fulova's also A tier. Miyabi has to be S. Miyabi might be. Okay, so now we're here in Zenless. An hour and 24 minutes in. We're going on to Zenless. Dang. Wuthering Waves this section only took around 10 minutes. But I guess that's just how little characters there are in the game, and I don't have much to say about the 1.0 characters. I do feel really bad about Wuthering Waves taking so little. But Anyway, moving on. Bell and Wives are an A. Wow, Wuwa speedrun. My ZZZ knowledge is approaching, right? Yeah. And like I said, we'll probably go back to... We'll take a step back and look at this tier list again by the end of it. And see what needs to be changed. Because I feel really bad that the Wuthering Waves part was so fast. But it was so easy to put the characters that need an A in A. Because like a lot of Wuthering Waves characters are really, really solid. They deserve to go in A. As some of them win in B. And the ones that I wasn't super sure on win in C and D because of chat's discretion. Anyway. Billy. I really like Billy, but I need to be slightly stingy because Zenless is one of those games where I could legitimately put everyone in A and it would make sense to me. I think Billy's going in A with that said. So is Ambi. Everyone, I mean, like, it's the starter guys. Like, you can't not put Billy and Ambi in A. They're so cool. Who doesn't like the Starlight Knights #1 fan? Okay, Ben Bigger, I'm going to put in B. I like Ben, but like gameplay-wise, he's so slow, and he's not exceptionally good. I'm going to put Anton in B as well. I have not used him in the game. Fair, it's the mascot faction, right? But I like Anton a lot as a character. He's also a very good voice actor. But I know that there was a bug with him at the beginning of the game where you could just constantly have his spike do electric damage, which allowed you to perma-stun enemies. And so that's how some Chinese players were clearing endgame for the first time at like day 1. So recently there was a Chinese survey and Belobog was the worst faction. I think that that's fair. The only problem... Because it's like, one, Zenless has such a high bar for standards with characters because they're all really good. And the fact that Belobog just kind of got smashed in between Victoria Housekeeping and the Cunning Hairs. They didn't really get a lot of time to like do anything because it was like Cunning Hairs, Belobog really, really quick, then we're going to go over to this. Anton is funny, CT. Chat's brutal, but sure, I get it. Okay, sure, Cantos. I want to put Ben in D because someone has to, but I think he can't. I love, like, character-wise, Ben is literally a teddy bear, which is, you know, that's the bit. He's a teddy bear. But anyway. Zeka, what makes you say that? AB for bear. The only thing I remember about Belobog is that corruption. Yeah, because like Belobog is just kind of gets the short end of the stick where it's so fast. You're not there very long, and you don't really do too much with the characters. Just like I guess we'll keep on Belobog and we'll go to these two. So I think Grace has had some recent character stories and like limited events that she gets to show up in, so I think she's higher than C. But I don't think I can warrant her going in A. Because I like her. Gameplay-wise, she's not the strongest, especially when you have anomaly characters like Miyabi to deal with. So I think A, B, or C, probably... I'll say C. Because like main story-wise, like Belobog just kind of gets steamrolled, which is unfortunate for them. But she does show up in some events. But I don't know, her personality is quirky enough. Every character is strong in their own way. If you're talking about story-wise, I 100% agree. If you're talking about gameplay-wise, I'll have to disagree. Okay, Corrin, A tier. First DPS. My first team was Rena, Corrin, and Ambi. Love those 3 characters. And Victoria Housekeeping is... I think it's my second favorite faction at this point, but it was my favorite for a long time. I find Ben has more personality than Grace. I mean, they're both in B tier. Like, yeah, wasn't that into Grace, but she is funny, C tier. Okay, I mean, I can see her in B or C, so. Daughter, right? Gameplay-wise, yes, every character can hold their own. Not necessarily. Like, you can argue that every character has a niche, but when you say it like that, not every niche is good. It's kind of like Welt has his own niche, but you never want to use his niche because it's bad. So, like, yes, in theory, it could work. But why use Welton's niche when I can just kill everything with Saber? You know? So, like, there's always a string attached. That makes any sense. ZZZ wise, not well. I mean, like ZZZ suffers from the same issue. I was just using Wells as an example because his niche is one of the most popular examples for being a niche. Can't say everything about her. I haven't seen much of her. That is true. She does have a new VA, so like the old voice. I use her semi frequently, depending. I actually used her a lot before I got Chifufu. I think she goes a B. Gameplay wise, okay, yes, okay. I really, the reason why Corrin's an A is because one, I used her as my first DPS on my first ever team. Okay, so there's some nostalgia. And then two, character wise, she's so freaking adorable. Like, she's so awesome. This might be a hot take. This might be a hot take. I'm gonna put Lucy in B. Lucy in B. Kaleda's new VA makes her feel like it's true, actually. Lucy has one of the best. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Her VA is very good. Her characters, I'll put her in A. I'm trying to be slightly stingy because it looks really big, but that's not really fair to Zenless, so I'll cut that out. Okay, Lycon. Okay, here's the problem where I legitimately want to put all of Victoria Housekeeping in A. Is that fair to do, chat? Is that fair if I put all of Victoria Housekeeping in A? She is kawaii, she is. You probably wouldn't use them often, but yeah, every character in ZZZ can hold their own. Maybe. Lycon is Lycon. Lycon is Lycon A. Fair enough. No further questions. They get, well, yeah, second. Okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like Nekomata. Of course, Made Faction is goated. Let's go. But I'm gonna keep it 100%. I don't like Nekomata. She's like okay in story, but there's nothing like super interesting about her. And she is, in my opinion, the worst PD character. Worst PD character. ZZZ is an S tier game, so yes, ZZZ is gonna have most of its cast top heavy. Absolutely. Just like Wuthering Waves. B or C. I really don't think I can put. There's no shot. There's no shot. People want. No, I'm sorry, Chad. I'm gonna overroll this. Nekomata goes in D tier. There's no. Now Nicole is going in A tier because it's Nicole. Like, come on. She literally works really, really, really hard and donates most of her money to orphanages. Like, come on. That's awesome. That's so wholesome. Lucy. Lucy, I kind of want to put in C tier. Because unlike... This isn't Lucy. What's your... Piper, sorry. Piper. Piper, unlike Lucy, doesn't have too much personality. Like, she's tired. That's, like, the only thing going for her, I think. She has personality, but she's just overshadowed by Lucy. A lot of the times when we meet her, she's either with Lucy or with someone else. So she doesn't have much individual personality, which is kind of fair. Like, the Sons of Caledonia is the biggest faction, so no B. Really? If you can give me a good reason, I'll put her in B. Gacha lover. She is so kind. I mean, like, but you could say that about every character in ZZZ. Most every character in ZZZ. Because I was stupid. That's crazy, Zeka. Nego needs a buff, and we see the least of her from the... That is also true, we do. But that truck cinematic alone would put... I mean, yeah, but, like, she's just... Having one scene, is that really enough? Interesting. That's... Okay, you know what? That's fair. I don't know. I just... She's... I don't know if I really just don't know if I can put her in any... I just don't... I don't think I can get her... I don't think I can take her out of D tier. I just don't think it's possible. I'm sorry, chat. Okay, Soldier. See, honestly, when the game first came out, I'd put her in D tier because she just had nothing for such a long time. But now that we're finally getting Section 6, I think she's gonna go B tier. It's not like Neko's bad. Like, her story's not bad. It's just, it wasn't the best. And to be fair, it was 1.0, so like they were starting to hit their stride. And Soldier 11's D tier? Really? I mean, like, I'm not gonna put her in A tier because it's like she's Ambi, but she likes spicy noodles. Now, the fact that she's Ambi is really cool. So that's yeah, because everyone likes Ambi. But their personalities are different enough to be there to, you know, to not really have that carrier too high. She's just like spicy noodles. I can't cope. I mean, the new VA is true. It does sound a little weird. But do I want to judge a character based off of... I mean, like, a part of their character is their voice. I'll put her in C tier. Because I have a distinct memory of after finishing her quest, I was like, that was really mysterious. I did really like her quest. Just a body pillow. But yeah. I mean, I can understand that. There's no shot Rena's not good. Rena's also one of those ones that could have gone in S if it weren't for a different character coming up very soon. So yeah. I think Sakaku can go in B. Sakaku's just one of those characters that she's just kind of goofy and in a good way. So if she's in a character quest, I'm happy because she's there because she's goofy, she's nice. But I'm also not gonna go like, really wish Sakaku was here. So I think B's a good one. And gameplay wise, she has a lot of versatility with her being a support character. Rena did get a good new VA. I've been playing Rena since literally day one of launch. And she's one of my favorite characters. I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting to do a character tier list where I rank all of the individual characters, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not necessarily in a tier list. But I'm not doing that now because this is so long. This tier list is huge. Seth is a cinnamon roll, B. I can agree with that. Zhu Yuan's going in A tier. Ellen's also going. Ellen for the longest time was my favorite character. Until Yanagi and Miyabi came out. And if it weren't for Miyabi, actually, even though I have Miyabi, I have considered pulling Ellen at least twice because I just like her. I like the faction a lot. Because if I pull Ellen, I'd not only be able to use Ellen, I would be able to use Lycon. Shujiwan loves her mom, fair. Bro, that is true. Ellen was a trend. But yeah, so Ellen's like a sleeper pick for me, but if maybe later on down the line, I will pull Ellen just because I really like Ellen. Even though it's not optimal, I may just do it anyway because I like the character so much. Okay, Xinghe. I think Xinghe's gonna go... I think she'll go in A. I think out of all of the Section 6 members, she has the most personality. I think. Maybe, I mean, like, not to say that the other characters are bad. Not by a long shot. All of them are really good. But she has, like... She's the most chaotic, I guess, out of the bunch, so she sticks out the most. To me, personally, anyway. Robo Freerin is my person. That is also fair, Robo Freerin. But unfortunately, I can't give her any higher than A. I think... See, Jane's one of those interesting ones where we don't see her much anymore. Which is kind of fair because it's like her whole job is to just not be seen very well. But I think the lowest I can put her is B, right? Ellen's quite literally the most popular character. I understand why. She's awesome. I see Miyabi or Evelyn go to S. Maybe. Miyabi? I can see why. Evelyn was definitely really popular and she had a lot of trends about her. But yeah, I think I'm going to put Jane in B tier. Like, her trailer was crazy. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, like, we see these two around quite frequently in events. We did technically see Jane in the last event we had, but it wasn't very much. I'm counting people who don't play the game right. Caesar. Caesar I'm going to put in B tier. Like, gameplay-wise, she's just unique. She's really, really good. Jane's story in 1.1 is still one of the best for me. Right. Like, she's really good, but I think B tier. Yeah, right. Gotcha gets it. Gotcha gets it. But yeah, I think Caesar's B. I think Bernice is A, because who doesn't like the... I mean, like, literally, I did this yesterday. I was playing... What was I playing? I was playing Rivals with a friend of mine. Off of Rivals. And we were both listening to Bernice's trailer. Like the 3, 2, 1, fire! Like that. The entire time. S tier pointless shower scene. That's fair. That's fair. I think Lighter's also... Caesar was confusing for me. How so? Peak brain rot. That's... Yeah. So, like, there's no shot. She also had that collab with that one food chain that was really cool. I didn't, do anything with it. But it was really cool to see her and Ambi. So, yeah. I think Bernice is also just the most popular one out of the Sons of Caledon. Caesar's gameplay is you hit E when they flash gold or red. That's what you do. That's all her gameplay really is. But yeah, I think that's fair. And then that's no brainer. Yanagi's one of my favorite characters. She's also part of my favorite faction. So like, she clean sweeps most of the competition. And then we get to Miyabi, who is a part of my favorite faction. The character that I saved 3 updates for. It wasn't 4. I think it was 4 updates for. Didn't pull a single premium until I got Yanagi to get for Miyabi. So she's going in D tier. Anyway, I thought Harumasa was really, really cool because of the bit can't go on because no one knows that's I'm being serious. Everyone knows that she's gonna be an S. So she's gonna go in S, as she deserves. Bernice meme went very, 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 very far. Very far. I knew she would go in S. Yeah, like if you've watched any of my Zenless stuff or you've been around for a minute, my S tiers were pretty obvious what they were gonna be. Bernice meme went... Yeah, I think there's quite a few of Zenless' stuff has went beyond Zenless into the mainstream media, which is pretty cool. The other Hoyo games don't do that often anymore. I've seen enough of his channel to guarantee, right? I think Harumasa is also an A. Out of all the character quests in Zenless, his sticks out one of the most. It was so sad, but it was so good. It was so good. I'm gonna put... This might be a hot take. I'm gonna put her in B. No. I think she goes in A. It feels a little weird putting so many of Zenless' cast in A. But, like... all of them are really good. Yeah, I guess it is really weird that the only characters in D tier are like pity characters and then some of the HSRs that are completely forgettable. And then there's a few C tiers, but most of them are in B or higher now. Brother, we were talking about CZZ. Okay, Evelyn? I mean, Evelyn's my second favorite character in the whole game. Like, she's awesome. She's the best. She's actually the runner-up for S tier. Runner up in S tier. Runner up in S tier right here. Evelyn right there. Nothing beats Ambi character quest. Ambi's character quest was very depressing. Very, very depressing. Speaking of which, Ambi. Boom. Right next to other Ambi. Captain, did I fail? Yep. As long as I'm with you, I'm happy. Hit so hard. Trigger. Also A. I'm gonna put Pultra in B. She has that really interesting thing where she starts as an antagonist and then we get that great scene of Bernice having an absolute manic episode. You've told me Miyabi is... I tend to... Yeah, I'm not shy. SMB was done so dirty though. Yeah. Like, I know that there's 2 separate characters on the tier list, but I'm viewing them as one character because it's like Ambi is just S Ambi. just forward in time, and then she goes back to the old clothes, but it's technically the same character. So they both go in A. This is the same thing. She will get a buff eventually. I think Vivian also gets an A. Vivian has some of the best voice lines in this entire game. And it's all about Faith. He's... And then Hugo, I think Hugo's gonna go... His like twist reveal was really, really good. Admittedly, his game, I don't have his gameplay. I don't have him. Chat, what do you think Hugo goes? I'll leave this one up to you guys, because I don't know. I can see him going in B or A. And it's still clear Deadly Assault with 29k points. No way, Hugo should be with Adventuring. Okay. I can see him being an A. Yeah, his story quest is really, really good. I mean, he and Vivi kind of shared the same quest. But I mean, that was really good for both of them. I'm getting a lot of A's. I got 1 B or C. It's more simpler gameplay that's holding her back. A for Hugo. Okay, I have 4 A, so I'll go with A. I don't think this one needs any talking about. Shifu goes in A. No questions asked. Funny Car goes in A. I'm gonna put Pan in B. Like, I don't... Zeka, why are you putting Panda in F tier? Panda's great. There really is nothing to complain about with Hugo. I think I put Panda in B because that is the highest praise you can get, right? The patch itself didn't shill Electric hard enough, right? But yeah, I put him in B. A Yuzuha. I'll put... What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with Yuzuha? Oil fried sugar, baby. Because Panda isn't cat. I mean, that's fair. Alice and Yuzuha have to go in A. Do they have to go in A, though, chat? I mean, Alice is going in A. Every time I see Alice's face, I think of the voice actor going crazy in a character quest where it's like, I hate sideswept bangs. I like the voice actor is so good. Every time I think of Alice, I think of that. So that alone deserves us here. But they have to? Do they have to? I mean, that's fair. I'll put her in A. And then Minato. I think I agree with Lance on that one, yeah. It's not optional. That's, okay, that's fair. And I'll put Minato in A as well. Because he's not technically out yet, but he's been in a lot of the story. Whoa. Every time I see Iceland's face. I mean, they do have a really, really, really good story. I told chat that I was going to try and be brutal, and my tier list is still super top heavy. Ouch. This is not good. Well, let your imagination fill the rest. Minato does have a really good video. This entire, patch has been really good. Just all around. Okay. So now that we're done, time to demote people. I don't know, because, a part of me wants to demote people just because I'm afraid of it being top-heavy because I'm trying to be really brutal. But at the same time, I don't want to be unfair to characters because it's these characters should be in the tier that they are in. CCC, that's kind of funny. ZZZ is a top-heavy game. I mean, that's fair. I'll try and knock down some characters to the best of my ability without being mean to the characters. Because it's usually we wanted to come back to... I don't think knocking Castris down is worth it because her character quest and character in general is really good until you get to the ending. I'm just skimming through here. I think all of these guys deserve to be an A. feel like all of them do. Maybe I can knock Waihoyo. Why make Minato? I think Minato is fine being an A rank. Argenti could go down. I think Argenti is one of those ones where he doesn't have too much character relevance anymore, but his story quest was like a right hook to the face. So even if he's not around, you still remember him vividly. And you said Argenti. I don't know why I'm talking about adventuring. Argenti could go down. I guess, yeah, I guess I can put him down a tier. Because he hasn't been, like, really relevant in a main story in a long time. He does show up for a lot of events, though, which is nice. Kind of just skimming through. I really do need to get more familiar with the 1.x characters in Wuthering Waves, because a lot of those are really shaky. I think all the Zenless ones are pretty fair. I mean, maybe I could knock Lucy down to B, but a lot of people like keep her in A, and I used her for a long time, so that's fair. I don't know. I think I could put... I legitimately think I could put Yuzuha in B. I know that might be a hot take. I like her a lot. She's fine. But she's not as... Rover's such a good character. He is probably the best main character out of the three listed here. DC stays in A. Okay, I'll leave Lucy alone. I won't. Meaning is good. He is better than Bell and Wise. I will say Bell and Wise are very good as well. Bro, please reconsider. I don't want to cater, because it's like, I want this to be an honest opinion. I don't want to cater too hard. I think we should... There's going to be a riot in my YouTube chat. I don't know. Maybe I could knock Billy down to B, but like he's such a strong presence throughout most of the... all the way from 1.0 to 1. Like the update right before 2.0. He has such a strong presence. And he even comes in for some events and he plays a big role in them. I think B's also okay. Like B's really... I think B's the most solid tier out of all of them. Misha B? You think he should go in C? Misha? He's not wrong, right? He would be C for me. I mean, I can understand that. The reveal is really cool, but outside of that, he doesn't... Yeah, that's fair. And then... put UNC. And yeah, I mean, him being a DPS is kind of funny, because it's just not even a competition of if you should use him or not. Chat, I think I might knock down Saridra to C tier. Thoughts? Is Saridra C tier or is she B tier? Because I really just don't know how to feel about her. I kind of feel nothing towards her, which is not good. But I think all the rest of Euphoria's characters are good. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know so much about Saridra, but do it. That's fair. I think I might. I think I'm going to. Yeah, put her in C tier. Maybe she'll go up because the next part of Euphoria's is coming out in about a month. E6 S5 is a terrible idea. then got trolled by Will. I feel that one in my soul. I don't know. I think the rest of this is actually really solid. I think this is, I mean, technically, like, we could rank Evernight, but she's not even in the game yet. And she was seen in the story, but not very much, so I don't want to rank her. Because we learned very little about her. That is true, but I also take into consideration her gameplay, and I've used Linksha. She's probably my most used sustain. That's why she's in B. Because gameplay-wise, she's an S. Story-wise, she's in C, because she just doesn't do much. We haven't yet to learn about her. So, like, I feel like the middle ground's, like, a B-ish. So I put her in B. Maybe I could take out Iona, because, like, I haven't finished the story, so we're going to learn more about her in that. I think that's fair. I think this is a very fair tier list. I think that this is what we're going to run with. We can also delete that. Gives us some space. Why surge her in C when you don't like her? I don't dislike her. I don't know what to feel about Surudra, because it's like, I can't tell if she's supposed to be disliked or if they just did a bad job writing her. So I'm just kind of meh about her. I mean, and I don't know. Would it be a little too brutal to put her in D tier? Jingliu in C? Yes. Because she shows up, fights Yangqing, and then goes to prison. Like, that's it. She did get relevant, again, with, like, the gameplay side with her buffs. But I can't use her with her buffs, so... You not feeling anything is worse than... Exactly. Like, that's what makes it worse, is that I don't really feel anything. It'd be better if I felt bad or felt good. I don't know. It's fair. Okay. Chat seems to agree with me. We'll put her in D tier. But yeah, because it's like a lot of the C characters are from the Zingshou Lafu. And that's just because they set up a lot of story in the Lafu and then haven't done anything with it yet. I firmly believe that we will go back to the Lafu at some point and kind of get more to do with Luocha and Jingliu and probably learn a little bit more about Blade and the General along with that. But until then, it's just kind of like they dangled this really cool concept in front of us and then yanked it away and then maybe forgot about it. Then why is Blade in B? Because he's a Stellar Hunter, he gets a little bit more sustenance than the others do. If that makes like any sense. That and gameplay wise, I'm more familiar with Blade. I use Blade a lot when one of my most borrowed characters is Blade. So I use him quite a bit in gameplay aspects. I do not use Jingli or General Jingyuan or Luocha in gameplay aspects. So they're borrowed just from story. Like, kind of like how Zenless' factions played a huge role in it. Like a lot of Bellabogs in C or D, the Stellar and Hunters as a faction are relatively quite high because I like them as a faction. I think they're really interesting. With Kafka being an S and then Blade and Silverwolf being in B, kind of evens out into A. Because Firefly's also an A. My most borrowed character is either someone's ES, E6, S1. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, that works. You should use my E4 Heisel in support. I could. If you want me to, I could. I'm preparing right now as we speak. I'm preparing, I promise. Gotcha. But yeah. Blake doesn't have sustenance. All the extra screen time he has. He's I mean, like, it's true. Like, his whole character arc is, I don't want to be here anymore. However, we have seen flashbacks with, like, Firefly where he tries to look out for her in a really awkward way, probably because he's immortal. And then we also have his really interesting interactions with Kafka using her strings, I guess, to suppress his Mara struck. Um, so I guess well, like what I'm trying to say is Blade has given us answers. Kind of like how the general has given us a little bit of answers about like the Cloud Quintet, but Blade's just given a little more. And again, gameplay. Like, I've never used the general in gameplay. I don't ever really have a want to, but I do borrow Blade quite a lot, and I quite enjoy playing him as a playable character as well. So, although it is probably confusing with Blade being in B and not in C, even though, yes, his character is very much, I just don't want to be here anymore. The gameplay is what's carrying him to be. Is today's live just a tier list? Yes, sir. Yes, it is. However, if you all would like, tomorrow we are doing account reviews. In the Firefly flashback, he does, but he also kind of like tries to help give her advice in like a really awkward way. But yeah, it's his gameplay that's carrying him up to be. So to answer your question, Xavier, I would be more than happy to review your Castris tomorrow. Most borrowed characters are pretty big deal. Blade has one dimension, and I think that's... I mean, yeah, because his mind's constantly being tormented with Mara, so... You know? It's different from Saridra, who's like, I don't know how to feel. Blade's very, this is what I am. That's it. That's what you're going to think of me. Blade's interesting, because a lot of his... a lot of his character quirks are fleshed out by other characters. Like, we learn about Blade through Kafka. We don't learn about Blade through Blade. I would shield the sword stance. Maybe. I mean, in Honkai Impact 3rd, they are married. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think this tier list is pretty accurate. I think this tier list is pretty set in stone now. I think the tier list is actually fine, but reconsider some of Wuwa and Honkai. Like who? I think Honkai... They are what? Yeah, in Honkai Impact 3, they're married. Topaz is lower than Jade. Topaz is lower than Jade? Why? You don't deserve up there. There you go. I don't know. Actually, I think that's better. I think that's more accurate. Yeah, I think that's more accurate than bringing them up. But yeah, Gacha, is there specific characters you want me to look at? Because again, I will admit, my most shaky game to cover is Wuthering Waves, because I haven't had the time to spend with these characters like I have with Zenless or Honkai Star Rail. So, as I get more familiar with the game, those characters are going to change the most. And probably by a drastic amount. But for now, I think that this is pretty fair. Like, again, I don't know much about, like, I don't remember seeing him anywhere. I only really see him because of the 50-50. She's the default one. She's like Amber, kind of, but she's actually usable sometimes. So, Wuthering Waves is probably going to change a lot as I get more familiar with the characters, because I need to go back and I need to do that. Nah, if brutal, it's fine. I try to be as brutal as possible. But even though I would try to be as brutal as possible, it's still top heavy. Like, the amount of... Which I guess is fine, because that's just a testament to how good these games have gotten about making characters that you care about as a player. So that's fair. But yeah, this video is going to be really fun to edit. I'm probably going to have to... Because it's 2 hours long, I can trim it down to maybe... I'm going to have to figure out a way to trim it down, like, a lot. But ZZD did a great job at presenting. ZZD did a fantastic job at presenting every character. I think out of all the games, Zenless is consistently the highest. Granted, again, Wuthering Waves is at a disadvantage because it's my least known game. So once I go back and I start doing character stories for these guys, they'll probably go up. But right now, I just don't know them very well. And I don't want to just do a cop-out and be like, I don't know them, so they're going to go in this ambiguous tier that doesn't matter. No, I'm going to rank them. Is there Sunday? Yes, Sunday is right here. He's an A tier. Yep, he's right here. Someone in my YouTube chat is spamming smiley faces. Thank you. But yes, hi, that's good, right? I require rest. My head hurts. I mean, that is a good point. It is. I'm a little overtime, but I wanted to give everyone a chance to give like one last little piece to see if we needed to change a character, which we did. Change a little bit. But yeah, I think this tier list is pretty good. It'll be interesting to revisit this. Sick is bad. It'll be interesting to revisit this in like maybe a year when this tier list is twice the size. I'll probably split the tier list up at that point because that's a lot. But yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, tier list, or not tier list reviews, account reviews are tomorrow. If you'd like, you can come in and I will review any character from any game, whether it be Zenless, Wuthering Waves, or Honkai Star Rail. It's up to you. I'll review any character you want, and then that'll be really fun. Oh, right. And so keep an eye out for tomorrow, and I appreciate you all being here. So thank you. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.